President Trump is outsmarting left-wing activist judges at every turn. Today, we're going to talk about a tactic the Trump administration is using to get past these activist judges who, on behalf of the Democratic Party that lost all power in the election, are trying to interfere with Trump's duly elected Article II authority to govern. Trump is defeating these Jacobins in black robes, and today we're going to talk about exactly how he is leaving them stranded using a brilliant move. And the beauty of it is the administration is staying completely within the law to do it. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. President Trump has been playing 4D chess against left-wing activist judges who aim to derail his America First agenda. Since reclaiming the White House in January, over 50 lawsuits have been filed against him. For breaking the law? Hell no. For executing his Article II authority to do what he campaigned on doing for the American people. On November 5th, the Democrats lost all power. They lost the House, they lost the Senate, and they lost the White House. They have no power at the federal level. And so the Democrats do what they always do when they are completely out of power. They get liberal activist judge friends of theirs to legislate from the bench, all for the cause. And so leftist judges have been interfering with the President of the United States governing. But here's the thing. His administration anticipated these moves and have been countering every legal attack like a seasoned grandmaster. Consider the case of Mahmood Khalil, a Syrian national on a green card, living it up at Columbia University. This guy openly cheered for Hamas and called for the destruction of the West. Not exactly the best way to secure your stay in the land of the free, right? So Homeland Security stepped in, arrested him, and set the wheels in motion to revoke his green card and send him packing. Now, here is White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt answering a reporter who asked a question about Khalil being deported. Give it a watch.
Right for the American public to prevent a government shutdown.
Just the last question here on Mahmood Khalil. Does the administration believe that it needs to charge a green card holder with a crime to be eligible for deportation?
Well, in fact, Secretary Rubio reserves the right to revoke the visa of Mahmood Khalil, and I'm glad you brought this up. Under the Immigration and Nationality Act, the Secretary of State has the right to revoke a green card or a visa for individuals who serve or are adversarial to the foreign policy and national security interests of the United States of America. And Mahmood Khalil was an individual who was given the privilege of coming to this country to study at one of our nation's finest universities and colleges. And he took advantage of that opportunity, of that privilege, by siding with terrorists, Hamas terrorists who have killed innocent men, women, and children. This is an individual who organized group protests that not only disrupted college campus classes and harassed Jewish American students and made them feel unsafe on their own college campus, but also distributed pro-Hamas propaganda, flyers with the logo of Hamas. That is what the behavior and activity that this individual engaged in. And I have those flyers on my desk. They were provided to me by the Department of Homeland Security. I thought about bringing them into this briefing room to share with all of you, but I didn't think it was worth the dignity of this room to bring that pro-Hamas propaganda. But that's what this individual distributed on the campus of Columbia University. And this administration is not going to tolerate individuals having the privilege of studying in our country and then siding with pro-terrorist organizations that have killed Americans.
Now, you'd think that common sense would prevail here. A green card doesn't give you U.S. citizenship. Non-citizens cannot advocate for terrorism and expect to be able to stay in the country. But then, right on cue, we had Judge Jesse Furman, a classic New York liberal activist judge, block Khalil's deportation, insisting on a court hearing and legal representation for both sides. Now, the judge did this just to interfere with the Trump administration getting rid of foreigners who do not belong here. Look, if you're here even on a green card and you start rabble-rousing in public by cheering on one of the most disgusting terrorist organizations in the world and expressing your wish to destroy Western civilization, then you are not civilized enough to be a part of Western civilization, and your ass gotta go. Don't mistake this for anything else. Democrats do not want what they consider unregistered Democrats, all the millions of illegals that the Biden administration let roam around our country to cause devastation and mayhem to be deported back to their shitholes where they came from. But here's where it gets interesting. The Trump administration was 10 steps ahead of these guys. Before Furman's order could take effect, Kristi Noem's Homeland Security had Khalil transferred to an ICE detention center in Louisiana. Guys, Louisiana is a solid red state venue lacking left-wing activist judges. By moving Khalil out of New York, which the federal government can do, Judge Furman instantly lost jurisdiction. Now, with Khalil in a red state, the odds of having another activist judge interfere on his behalf dropped to near zero. So Trump is using the law and his powers as president to get around liberal activist judges who are playing lawfare from the bench. There need to be consequences against these judges. In summary, President Trump and his administration are not playing defense against activist judges. They're strategically getting around these Democrats on a bench and doing what Trump campaigned he was going to do: deport foreigners who don't belong here for the benefit of the American people. The Khalil case is just a warm-up for another case that AG Pam Bondi is taking to the Supreme Court to overturn a 90-year-old ruling that has allowed activist judges to take the power away from sitting presidents to fire people he has hired in what are called independent agencies. Of course, anyone with a triple-digit IQ knows that the Constitution already gives the president total control over the executive branch. And so maybe that's why there are already 4 justices on the high court who are willing to overturn that old ruling. More on that in another video. Just know that Trump has had a plan all along to get around these judges who are hell-bent on helping Democrats slow down the administration, but they are moving full steam ahead on your behalf. All right, thanks for watching. Hit that notification bell if you want to be kept up to date on how the Trump administration is getting around the leftist demons who are trying to stop him. I'll see you in the next one.